Hi guys, it's Candace. Welcome back. Okay, this is a continuation of our pocket flip fold series that we did yesterday. So I went and grabbed some other stuff, and I was gonna do another thing, and I was like, oh, let me film it. So I just wanted to show you, because yeah, I've gone around here, and if you're not still, I'm folding you. So this is a piece of digital paper that I didn't glue it or anything, so you can see. It's easier to ink around your edges before you start folding. So go ahead and ink all around your edges first. That's, and then this is what we had. Then, and I glued some little scrap squares in there because it's easier to glue your scraps in before you do this. So just measure the size that you have in there before you flip it over. And then, oops, this one was going this way, and that way you have a tuck spot here, a tuck spot there. Then you open it up, you have a tuck here, a tuck there, a tuck here, and a tuck there. So you'd want to glue your sides down. And then after I made this, I was like, oh, I didn't do one. We're going to do one of those. So, but I want to I'm going to glue my squares in here before I glue it down. So, we'll just do that real quick. Hold on. Let me see if I have enough. I think I do. I know I got a pile of them over here. Oops, I lost my eek. I was working on my Halloween. It's almost done. Almost. Okay, so where's my ruler? So I need about 2.5 by 2 5/8. So let me just make sure. Yep. So we're gonna go. Paper's long enough, so 2.5 wide by 2 5/8 long. So let me cut my 2 5/8 long, and then my 2.5 wide. And then, since it's got this really pretty coffee dye on it, I don't have to worry about inking it. So let's just glue this inside. And while I'm gluing, I'll tell you the update on the return to sender envelope. So I go to the post office today. Yeah, it's an ordeal. We have a new postmaster who is young, who doesn't know anything. Oh gosh. Anyway, someone's going to know him and see this. Oh well, so sorry. Anyway, so he gives me all the same song and dances. Well, obviously these people moved. No, they did not move. I've contacted them all. They've all assured me they have not moved in the last couple of weeks. Well, let me see. First it was moved. Then it was like, well, the addresses aren't correct. I'm like, nope. I made sure that the addresses were exactly how they gave them on their emails. It's not the addresses. I mean, it was just one excuse after another, after another, after another. I mean, he didn't have any answers. It was just, obviously the same thing that they give the postmasters or people. Here's your 15 replies to the questions, because they just want you to go away. Well, I wasn't going away because I had issues and I want my things to be done. So after it was all said and done with, yes, it was a while there, because then after he got done telling me all his lame stories, which none of them made sense, there was this other guy in the back that was helping, that obviously had worked for the post office more than all of a year and a half, because he just replaced our old postmaster. And anyway, I'm just not going to go down that road. Let's just say it's just not a good fit. So, see, in that rocky, I don't like it. Alright, so since I did this, I'm going to go ahead and glue my sides down, just so this one can be done. So anyway, this other man comes out, because I'm I'm Scotch tape. I said, well, he said, well, we'll just resend them. I'm like, well, that's fine, but I mean, what's the odds? But I resent them. He, you know, peeled off all the little yellow things, because even the lady, the post office lady, she's like, well, all these labels are on the wrong way. I said, I brought them to you exactly how I got them, so you can see how I received them. Because whoever put them on incorrectly. Whatever. So obviously, y'all, there's a correct way to put the yellow return to sender label on there, which these were not. Oh my gosh. Okay, so here's this one. So now we have these two little pockets. Oh, that's what that paper's for. We have this little tuck spot here, this little tuck spot there, this little tuck, that little tuck. It sounds like this little piggy went to market, this little piggy stayed home, this little piggy had roast beef, this little piggy had none. Oh, I guess I better be quiet because I might have to pay royalties for that. And there's that one and that little side. And then there's room, you know, to decorate and everything. But isn't that cute? Okay, and then this is the exact same thing, except I printed it on double-sided paper, because I was like, well, why glue all this stuff in if you have access to printing? Run that bad boy through your machine again, so you can have some design on the back, and that'll save you a step. And then, like I said, make sure you ink all around your stuff. And then I just flipped it over, and then this one, instead of folding it in, I folded it out. So you would now have your little pockets on the outside. So that's what we got on that. You know, and I just realized, how did I get that other one that I had? I don't know. I have to go revisit something, because I just had a little light bulb. I know it's scary, isn't it? Okay. So then I got the brown painter's paper, which starts out as 9 inches. So I tore it a 9x9, started with the square, because, you know, that's what it was intended for, was to have a square. Well, isn't this the cutest little thing? So, and you got your little crinkle, but it's the same thing. I mean, you end up with this cute little crunchy paper sack. Well, then I had to see what the green did. So this is the green painter's roll, which, hold on, let me get some fuzzies. Anyway, excuse the dog hair, but because I keep them on the floor by me, because I'm always using them. This started out like a 12, so I cut it like the, you know, a 12 by 12 sheet, and this is how that turned out. Isn't that the cutest? I'm sorry, I know, but I mean, that's really cute too. Well, then I was like, what about parchment paper? Here you go. Same thing. I just folded it. Now, the only thing, you know, your glue does show. And on here, I glued, oh, darn. I don't remember who I did. I think this one is art glitter glue. And I believe this is the, yeah, because it's more squished. This is the aqua, the Tombow stuff. So, you know, really not much difference in there. You can still see it. But I think if you stamped on it, you know, with stamps and everything before you did it, then it would kind of, you know, cover this. But, I mean, that's really cute, too. You know, unfortunately with these, unless you wanted something smaller, you could fold it in and end up with a square thing. But if, because you actually would have to, you wouldn't really get much of a pocket per se with this. You would have to cut your paper longer and then do it this way with it longer and fold your ends in, so you'd have a little more room to play with it. I hope that made sense. Okay, so that's that one. Well, then I was like, well, what about a book? This is that big old coffee book that I told you I had, all these recipes to make with the coffee, which measures 9 1/4 by 12 3/4. I know, an odd shape, but I did the same thing, folded it over. You folded it in 4s, but since I wasn't going to be able to get much out of it. You know, I did fold it at first and I didn't like it, but I folded the bottoms up, did little holes in there, and then you get this little tuck spot thing. So you get a tuck here, a tuck there, and a tuck there, or, you know, you could flip it and make it that way and have, you know, a little book type with thing. So then I'm like, well, how hard would it be to do a thick piece of, I mean, this is some of that good double-sided cardstock. So it was a Halloween. Let me show you what it looked like originally. It looked like this, a big 12 by 12. I left the border on top, the branding strip, but did the same thing, folded it like regular, you know, but since the design was on the right hand side of the paper, it was like the sunflower, you know, you end up with the design on the back and a blank front, but it's still, you know, you can decorate and all that good stuff. But this is a sturdy little thing. Well, then I got to thinking, this would be just as cute as can be to put some pages in here and make a little notebook for somebody, like if you have a Secret Santa or something. But on here, since this was so thick, I had a little buckle, so I kind of went and just trimmed a hair so it would lay down flat, so I can glue this down and I wouldn't have the pucker that's going on in there, because it gave me a little ripple in the paper, and I didn't like it. So I just went in there and did a little small cut. Little girl, hold on. Oh my gosh. Little girl wants to get up in her chair, and apparently she can't do it. So let me get her in there. I'll be right back. Okay, guys, back. I got Miss Fatty in her chair. So anyway, but you know, you do need to, if you have a little buckle in the center here to get it flat, you might just have to go in there and give a little trim. But like I said, that is sturdy and thick, and you could, you know, even do, since it's so thick, if you know, when you fold it, if you folded it down with the 1/2 inch on each side, then you could, you know, actually have the pockets and not have to back them, because I mean that's some thick cardstock. Well, then I'm like, what about one of those? I know it's got Christmas on there. Here you go. What about one of those? I think they're thinner than this. This is an older box. It's definitely a little thick, but I've got to try it. So I might struggle, but I don't know. So I was starting to cut the edges off. I was like, oh, let me turn my camera on and film it. So I'm going to finish cutting all around here, and then I'm going to fold it, and I'm going to show you what it looks like, and then I'll be surprised. But I'm not going to let you watch me do it, because you know the gist. So let me stop my my timer. Let me pause you again. Let me trim off all my stuff, do my folds, and then we'll see what we got. Okay, guys, just to show you, this one is a little thick. I mean, the gift boxes nowadays that you get anywhere, Dollar Tree and Walmart, they're much thinner this. But since the sides, they're so thick, I trimmed them off at a 1/2 inch. That's what I did with the really heavy double-sided cardstock. I trimmed the edges off so that way, you know, I wouldn't have all that bulk. But the cardboard, since, like I said, this is an old box, I don't have a thinner one. So I put my clips on there to let it dry for a little bit so they will stay down. And when it was all cut out, it measured 9 by 14, just so you want to know. So let me put you back on pause so I can get back to this, and I'll come right back. Alright, guys, so I tried to fold this on my own. Did not work. So I had to get out the Bahama Mama, my big scoreboard. And so then I scored this at 2 3/8, then flipped it around because, you know, it's not as long, and scored this at 2 3/8. And then, so this is my little thing. And so I'm going to cut the insides out on here like you do on other pockets and stuff. I'm sorry, I just had a bona fide brain fart. Alright, so I'm cutting out here and we're folding those up. So we want to do a little angle here and then trim this, cut this out. So we're going to have that. And then on here, just a hair angle. But yeah, this is a very thick box. Like I said, they don't make them like this anymore. I can tell you that. I might save those for pockets. I know that's horrible. Alright, but then we're going to have to, let me get rid of my scoreboard. Oh gosh. I'm piling stuff up. Let me bend this down. Yeah, these are definitely a little harder to do because they are thicker, but it can be done. Just patience. Now we gotta go in here and trim just a little bit in there so that way we can fold without that buckle, that little pucker right there. So let's go in and do our itty bitty angle trim. Okay. So you see, we just did the little bitty angle trim, and if you're wondering, one of my dogs scratched me today. You know, trim their fingernails, and what they do, claw me to death. Okay, so then that's gonna be our little, this could be a little mini journal cover. So it turns out to be 6 3/4 by 3 1/2. So, you know, because my design was, you know, long ways, so you'd want to get, when you're looking for these, your gift boxes, you want to get one that has the design this way, horizontal, not that way, portrait. So you want them landscape, which is the horizon, horizontally, not portrait or vertical. Because if you have your picture going this way, when you tuck your sides in and do your uppers, then you'd have your design going that way, and you'd have a sweet little cover for a little mini journal. Okay, and with these, you could, you know, you got to trim off your thing. Well, that maybe we can just use the sides, because instead of throwing these away, you can make a belly band with them. So, you know, you just want to, whenever you have whatever stuff's in there, just give it a little extra room. And then, you know, you really wouldn't want to do this until you had your papers and stuff in there. So I'm not going to cut the whole thing off because, you know, I'm going to fill it up and then I'll cut it. But that could be your little closure. I know that's not straight, but you'd want to score it and make it straight. But that could be your little closure for your little mini journal. I know this isn't something new. I mean, people make these all the time, but I don't know if I've ever seen anybody use Christmas gift box. So anyway, there you go. It's just not working. All right, you cut the picture. So then I'm like, well, what about a file folder? I don't know, but I'm getting ready to do it. This is a regular size file folder. This is much thinner than that gift box was, because, you know, this is new school file folders, which they're not as thick as they used to, and that was old school gift box. So let me put you on pause. I'm gonna do the same thing here. I think gonna go ahead and trim these up. I don't know, maybe I'll do one and just see what the heck it looks like, and I'll show you that, and then I'm going to do one that I actually trim them and see what it does. So I will be right back and show you that outcome. Okay guys, so can we say OMG, not even at all? So nothing about a file folder is straight. Even when you go to bend it, these are not even straight. Well, that's because the bottoms aren't straight. So you need to go ahead and shore this up and make this straight first, which I'm going to do that in my, well, I guess I can just use this in a straight edge or put it in your large paper cutter. You know, one of them things. Anyway, let me sure this up and see what we got after that, because this is no way straight, and oh yeah, this is not going to work, so I'll be right back. Okay guys, I have to say, oops, leaving a regular size file folder as is an epic fail, because when you fold them in and you fold it up, you get this extra space here, then you have this lip here, unless you're looking for something like that, but this is really, I think, too thick to go in as a tuck, because by the time you decorate it, you know, it's just too much. So yeah, so nope, you definitely have to trim, you know, sure up your sides, and then trim these off even, and then fold it. So we'll use them for journal card backers. So I cut my edges, sured my sides to make sure they were right, folded them in, folded this up. I originally folded this in also like regular, but I'm leaving this out because, you know, I thought of something else. So this is going to be one of those little flip and write and journal things. I know there's a name for it. I need to make me a list of terminology and leave it on here, so I'm not so stupid with the words. But it's a hidden flip tuck. I don't know, a hidden flip maybe. I don't know. I'm sorry. But then I decided I wanted to make this 9 inches from here to here, so I scored it at 9 inches, because this is 9 inches down, which just happened to be on the number 9 on here. And so I scored it here, flipped it over, scored it on the back. Now we're going to have to do the same thing as we did before, is we're going to have to cut these out with our little skinny angle cut. I hope this is going to work, because, you know, I didn't really think it through. I just kind of sort of thought it. Oh, maybe I need to think a little more. Darn. Okay, so if we have this like this, and that's gonna go up, that's gonna go back, and there. Okay, so I'm gonna leave, I don't want to cut this one out. Good thing I stopped and thought. Okay, so this is my center, so we want to cut our little hair slice on here. I gotta flip it over so I can see what I'm doing. Oh, and then we're gonna do a hair slice on there. That way you can see what I'm talking about, a hair slice. And then we're gonna do a hair slice on this one and a hair slice on that one. A hair angle slice, I guess. So we cut if you're gonna make it like, oh, let me get in frame. If you're gonna make it like this one, you're going to cut the right one completely out. You're going to do a small little angle cut on here. Oops, there we go. Okay. And instead of folding this side, well, I did fold it in to get my angle cut flip. I'm going to do this one outside. I'm going to do this one in. And then this is going to flip up and be a pocket this way, which I'm wondering, do I want, I don't know. I'm telling you, I didn't think long and hard enough. So we have this like this, that one like that. And if we're flipping it like this, okay, I already made an error. So, alright. So maybe it's not going to work. I know, I'm sorry, y'all. Okay, so this is my flip in, so we want this to be up. This is going to be like that and like that. So I want this one. I know, just try to stick with me. It's a hard trip, but oh, all right. So because I mean, this is going to be our journal cover, like this, solid front, a tuck on the back if you want the tuck. If not, then we flip it in and just have solid backs. But actually, we probably want to do it the other way, huh? Doggone it. So, because if this is going to be folding in, I know, that's going to be folding in, because we want our back probably to be plain, and a little tuck spot on the front, which that's not what I'm going to have. Okay, so that would have to flip. You flip in. Now I've just, oh, Lord, made a mess of it, huh? Okay. I'm trying to make a journal cover. I know. But if we do it like this, then it could be like a flip out journal cover, but then you got to cover all this. I don't know. That's an option too. But the whole point of this was to let you know that you can't use the file folder as is, because it doesn't work. But this is kind of where I've done. So we will come back and revisit this later. But that's just showing you that you can do it with a file folder and a gift top box. And then this is a legal size file folder, which, you know, we're going to have to shore up the sides. And then I want to go ahead and fold this. Whew, that was loud. And fold this edge to meet with, oops, hello. This to meet with that, so I don't waste so much file folder. So we're just going to bend that like that, and then we're going to go cut our edges to make sure they're even, because this thing is going to end up being almost 15. Well, by the time we're done cutting it, it might be 14.5. I don't know, but right now it's sort of kind of, let's see, let's put it against this line. This one is pretty darn close. So we're just gonna have to trim off these sides to make this straight, and then we're gonna fold it like we did to come up with another journal cover to see what we come up with. And let's see if I can confuse everybody. So I will fold it on my own first and then come back and show you what I've done, since that one didn't work out so well the last time. Okay, well, I wonder if you folded it in like here. Well, you know, you could slice this if you want to get two. You could slice this down here and then do your folds this way and end up with a, looks like a 3.5 inch by however long that is. That's a cute little option. So, but I'm going to do my original one, which I'm wondering if I should just use one piece of paper. But the whole point was to, I know, talking to myself, was to have it that way and do it like this to fold it. Okay, so we're going to do that now. I haven't talked myself out of it. All right, guys. God, sorry. All right, I'll be right back. Okay, guys. So, yes and no. This, if you can follow this one. So, this is the legal size folder, which it originally folded this way, and we shored it up. But what I did is I turned it that way and folded it in half. Oops. Folded it in half. So the original file folder is going with the, you know, horizontal landscape with the horizon. And then I folded my insides, folded folded the corners in. So this is what I got like that. Then I flipped it over. I folded this up, which it ended up being like 4 1/4. Then I folded that up and folded this up. Looks like 4 1/4 also, because I wanted to get a just over an 8-inch, so it's like 8 1/4 little folder. So, and then since it's so thick, you have, you know, the little, I folded it in not quite a half, but looks like 1/4 of an inch, so we would have a little bit of, you know, another little pocket on there. And then my the paper that to go inside to make it for a journal would be 7 1/4 by, I believe, 8. Yeah, so 7 1/4 by 8, and you'd be able to put that in there. You know, you just want to put a few sheets in there just to do, you know, like I said, a small little journal for someone, a Secret Santa, a thank you. This would fit in a legal size envelope, but it's going to be more than 1/4 inch thick, so you'll have to pay the bigger price, and hopefully your post office delivers it. I know, sad, but that's just some little thoughts of some stuff that I saw laying around here that I wanted to see what was up. And then I have this gift sack that I want to try to do, but let me stop and fold it real quick and then come back and show you what this ends up being. So I'll be right back again. I know, stop and stop. Okay guys, so I decided I just would let you see my struggle. I'll just go over my 30 minutes and we'll just have to splice them together. So what I did is I took the bottom out. The bottom looked like that. So I just gently, you know, kind of ripped it open, folded it in. This is an old gift bag. They're not this thick anymore, but anyway, I need some new cheap versions of stuff. And then I went in here and took, let me see if I can show you, just kind of pulled the first layer that's holding the tie, the little handle on, away, and then ripped it out. So we're going to save that because I don't know, we're going to use that on something. And so then we have our sack that looks like this. So now I'm going to poke them out because I want it to be even, I think. I don't know. Because see, when I do my folding, I'm going to lose some of my puppy dog. But this is trial and error, so we're going to see what kind of error we get with our trial. And how are these glued together? Oh, right there. So if I ripped it apart here, then that would make my stuff look like that. And then, okay, I don't want to lose them, so we're gonna cut them. But okay, I know I'm thinking out loud. So if we fold it in half, okay, I think we're gonna get 2 from here. Let me see. So let's just get our, I've lost my metal ruler. Oh, there it is. It's upside down. Okay, let's get our ruler and our straight edge. I know I could put it over there in my big guillotine, but I'm gonna live wild and dangerous. Just in case some of y'all don't have a guillotine thing. And then we'll see what kind of mess we can get into. Alright, so that's cut. Well, semi-cut. Let me just even that up a little bit. Oh, come on, hand, work with me. Oh my gosh. Hello. Alright. And then we're going to, I got to turn it around so I can cut it with my left hand. And then we're going to trim the very edges of here. And we're going to hope that this bag was made straight. No guarantees, but we'll see what we have when we're done. And then let me just walk it down since my little cutting mat's small. can't do it in one fell swoop. I know, I hear you, Judy, I hear you. Alright. So, we're going to put this one on the side, and then we're going to work with this little puppy. Oh my God, isn't he so cute? Sitting there. I guess Santa brought him. Since the tree's there, he's in a box and he's by the fireplace. Alright, so let's fold it in half. Not so bad. Pretty straight. Oh, look at the little puppy. And then fold the insides. I guess that's not going to be too... I don't know. Let's see if we can rip some more of this off. Because that's kind of thick. You know, that's back when they used real glue. Let's bash. I'm on the let's bash somebody today day. Oh my gosh. Alright, I'm not going to get that. That's glued. Okay, so let me fold in here. Where's my fold? There it is. Okay. Fold this in. I know we're going to have that extra crease, but we're probably going to have to cover the inside anyway. So, I mean, we're using a gift sack because everybody's got, like, gift sacks that someone's given them. So, let's use them. I have quite the collection of some because, you know, when my husband would give me gifts and pretty little gift bags, the gift bags were pretty and I didn't want them away. So, I guess it's time to chop them up. Alright, so we have that, and when we fold it, oh, look at the baby. Okay. Now, sorry cat lovers. If there was a kitty on there, I'd be saying, oh, look at the kitty. I would. But I do love dogs more. But I love, okay, we have 3. I do love 2 more than the third one. Well, it's just because the third one's not lovable. It's a typical cat, you know, it's like, give me love when I want it, and meow, go away. And the other ones are like, oh, hey, we love you, we love you. And like I said, I have that one that, I mean, you can turn her upside down, hang her by her back legs. She doesn't care. She just loves you, wants you to want to be petted by you. I've never done that to her, but she would let you. Okay, so this is my puppy. So I'm going to have to glue my sides down because, see, they're curling. They're going to give me some grief. So, and I think I'm going to keep these. I think I'm going to keep it so it'll be a little, give me some extra stability. Even though this paper's kind of thick, but I don't know. Let's see if I'm going to regret this decision or not. I seem to be regretting a lot lately. Alright. So let me glue them down. Might have to hold it for a minute. Ooh, I bet you it'd be pretty if you got, you know, some, I hate to call it ugly, but some ugly scrap paper that you don't like, that you, I don't know, I guess you could do like just a thin layer of, you know, napkins on there with, I don't use Mod Podge, I use Artist Medium or something, and it's a lot thinner because I can't use Mod Podge because it gets, I guess it's the humidity, because it always has that little tackiness to it, and then when you set it next to something on a shelf, it sticks to whatever. So I cannot use Mod Podge, so I use this other Art Medium stuff, and I'll have to show you. Let me see, since I'm over already. Oh darn, I moved it on myself. I'll show you another day how that does, but it's not as thick as Mod Podge. And I mean, I have got the not Office Depot, Hobby Lobby brand. It is a little different than the main one. I mean, the brand name that I have, but they both have their place. Okay, so we have him, and which way did I say this was? I know, excuse me, I'm twirling y'all around again. So I don't want to put him that way. I want him this way. So I'm going to make a pocket because we're going to use him for a little journal. And see, I might have to glue those down too because that is going to buckle. And anyone who had the right sense in their head, since we were making a journal cover, oh, but I don't want to lose that. This is what I'm doing. Okay. So how long do I want him? That's 10. So we probably want to make it 9 so we can do an 8.5 piece of paper in there. Because I don't want to lose my puppy up top. So we will do that. And like I said, now, since I folded those in and glued them, I should have, you know, I don't know. No, don't like that. I know I wasn't supposed to be confusing you on this one, but confusion done. But look, isn't he just the sweetest little thing? And if you don't want him that long, then you can go back and mess with them. Like I said, I should have left these, and I'm sure the art glitter, well, I just happen to have another one over here. We'll call that one a fail. So, let's do it again. Let's see if we can take some of this excess off. And we're just going to make a plain Jane journal cover. We're not even going to try to do toots and whistles because toots and whistles doesn't work on here. Because I want that puppy dog. Oh my gosh. Who's your baby? Okay. Ouch. Again. I should have did this off camera so you wouldn't see, but then you can, at least see what not to do. And then, when you start folding these things, maybe you'll find something and you can send me a note telling me, you're dumb. This is what works the best. But anyway, and this is that extra seam where it's glued together, so that's going to give me a little bit of problem. Let's see if I can kind of work that in there. So yeah, this really isn't anything new except using a gift bag to make a journal cover. Because, that's all we're doing. And it is kind of thick and lumpy. So now, I could take away, because, if we glue this together, then we wouldn't have to decorate the backs, because that would be our background. So that would be our background. So when we closed it, we would have that. But that's all we would really be doing this. And this is too tall for our journal. If we're going to make it 9. Because even if we, let's just cut this down here on the 9 real quick. Fold it so it would be a 9-inch. And then, if I chop this off and make it here and maybe a double pocket so we can get rid of this. So let's just trim it off. Oh, I got a bunch of junk going on over here. So let's just trim this off. Ooh, I guess we'll leave ourselves 2 inches. It's too late. I done cut it. Alright, and then we could give ourselves a double little pocket, but they're going to be skinny, but I mean, we're just doing it because we like the puppy dog. And if you just put little tags in there and a little something, then that would be a cute. But this definitely needs to be trimmed because we're poking out. Maybe if I just fold it better. I know, I'm talking to myself, y'all. Just bear with me. Oh. And if someone else answers, it's just me. There's nobody else in here with me. Okay. So, let me get my Halloween journal. I know this has nothing to do with Halloween, but I just need to see if I used it for, I mean, I don't even know. That would be kind of stinking thick. Ugh. But if you didn't make your stuff as thick as mine, maybe it would work. Oh. You can see that would kind of be cute, but then you have to give up a bunch. Alright. Oh, I know. Good gosh. Oh, dilemma of the dogs. Okay. So I'm just gonna, obviously I need to trim that or glue that little down. Alright, we're just gonna fold this in, I don't know, that's about 3/4 of an inch. Let's see if I even did that straight. Yep, pretty straight. I know, now I'm experimenting, playing, because what I was going to do isn't working, so we're just going to just sure our tops, oops, wrong way, wrong fold. Let's see, that is very bulky, but we would have to trim. I don't want to mess him up since I already messed one of them up. Alright, let's trim our sides real quick. I know, I forgive you if you've turned the channel off. I don't blame you. Alright, what was I doing? Oh yeah. Flipping. I still got bulk. I guess I didn't cut it in the right place. Imagine that. And see, this is giving me problems. So let me just trim this off. And try not to cut my paper. It's just some extra bulk where they glued it together and it keeps getting in my folds. Okay. So then we fold you up. And we'd have to put something cute on here to cover that up. But then we would have a small tag here and a small little pocket there. And we put our little thumb hole in here. And we'd have to put some other paper back there if we did that. So maybe we just snip out the back, I know, and just put 2 little pockets and just let it be a cute little tuck. What you think? I don't know. See? That's what happens when you do things on the fly. Your fly flies away. Alright, so because this is just kind of bulky. Because it's thick paper. It's a thick gift sack. But alright. Well, I'm going to have to revisit this one, I think. Because we're too bulky. And I'm guessing I need to trim this just to make it a pocket. So let me just do it, because that's what I'm going to end up having to do anyway. So, and I can't cut that direction. Because I can't see what I'm doing. Okay, so, God, I hope I did the right one. So we're cutting that one out. Cutting this side off. I'm flipping it around so I can see what I'm doing, because, you know, I'm sure this is a right-handed cut that I'm cutting backwards being left-handed, but I don't know. And then we just put this in here so when we fold it, our little edges don't poke out. So now I got to unbulk up here, which means we got to trim this off. I know, we should have just left it alone, but I already folded it in a million pieces, so let's just snip it off. And I think I snipped too long because I was looking at that blasted cut mark. Oh, it's on the inside, so okay. I can get mad at myself, so let's just go ahead and cut this too. I know. I can see all the little heads blown off, going mind blown because this is too confusing. So I apologize. This is why I plan things out, because I confuse you enough. You don't need any extra. Okay, so that got rid of quite a bit of bulk, and I like that better. But now I'm not even, so I have to even myself out. Oh my gosh, where's my bar of Irish Spring? Because some Irish chick just came here. All right, so I need to fix that because obviously my fold in my cut wasn't correct, so it wasn't straight. All right, so we're saying that's good for now. I give up. It's getting to be too complicated. Okay, so with our little crazy fold, we made a skinny little journal cover or a pocket tuck, if you know, depending. Now that we've cut out a bunch of the bulk, it might actually work as long as you don't overstuff your thing like me. We made a journal cover flip out of, well, a journal flip out of a legal folder. We made a, oh no, that's the regular one. Then we made a journal, one of those, what we actually started doing, a journal cover out of a legal one. We made one of the little journal covers out of a gift box. We made one, a real one, out of a sturdy 12 by 12 page that's double-sided. We did a pocket tuck out of a book page because we didn't have enough to flip it over to do, you know, our sides in because it had been too skinny. But if you want a skinny one, go for it. Did it out of vellum, out of the green painter's paper, out of the small brown painter paper. Did a pocket tuck out of a double-sided digital paper, and did one, just folded it the opposite direction on a single side piece of 8.5 by 11 paper that we glued in scrap paper for our stuff. All right, so there you go. That's another pile of stuff. And I did, how far am I? Probably 2 hours in. Oh no, I can't. Oh shoot, yep, see, 54. And I do want to try it with some of the deli paper. So let me do that real quick, and then I'll come back and show you this before I say goodbye. So let me move this pile of stuff over, and then I'll do this and I'll come right back. Okay guys, I'm back. So this is what I ended up with my glassine. Hello, it's like it feels like glassine. My deli paper, which mine is kind of semi-glossy on one side and papery on the other side. So matte on one and not really glossy waxy, but semi, if that makes any sense. It measured 12 by 16 originally. So I folded it the regular way, and then when I pulled this side in, you know, gave myself the 1/2 of an inch on here, and then when I folded it, because you know this will be a tuck spot here and a tuck spot there on the inside, and then since how it measured 12 by 16, it left me this little spot that, you know, is folded over on the inside, but this side is open, so that kind of makes a cool little tuck spot that whatever you put behind it you can kind of see. So there's that one. So that is our whole bucket of goodness that we made today. So I think I'm done with making on these, and the next things we'll do is, you know, I'll show you some that I've actually decorated. So, you know, after I get my other things done, then we'll get on here. Okay, so thanks for watching. Thanks for sharing your time and some of your day with me. I hope it didn't get too confusing. You know, the dog one was a little rough, and so were the file folders, but, you know, the other ones were regular. So anyway, thanks for sticking with me and bearing through it all, and thanks for your love and support, and y'all have a great day, a blessed day, and I will see y'all on the next video. Lots of kisses, lots of loves, and thanks for everything. Bye, guys.